Good morning. This is Joe Cox Jr. with Life Made Simple. Today we're going to talk about marriage. What is a good marriage? What do I need, whether male or female, to have a good marriage? A marriage is basically a union with two people. So why do we even get married? You know, what I've found out is that a lot of people get married out of either, mostly out of fear, either being alone or wanting to, they know they want something from marriage. A lot of times they really don't know what they want. But our body has our, should I say, our mind, body, and soul, our wholeness, part of our wholeness craves that. Is there anything wrong with being single? No, I was single for many, many years, 20, 25 years. So today I'm happily married to the love of my life. And the reason I am is because I spent that time being single and going through a lot of trials, bad, toxic marriages. I went through a toxic marriage, a toxic relationships, went through those type of things. And, uh, and then I had to figure out, well, what went down with that relationship where it wasn't good? What did I not do in the relationship to, I sometimes felt like I did everything I had power or my ability to do within the relationship. I think this is where we get confused a lot. And remember, confusion is the beginning of all darkness in your life. You need clarity. Clarity is where you see the light. Clarity of mind, body, and spirit. You basically will never make a wrong decision if you can find that balance. So part of all these videos is doing that. But what was different about my marriage this time is I had to work on myself through the years. I knew what I wanted. So what I've learned is we attract what we are, not what we want. Let me say that again. We attract what we are, not what we want. We got the sun coming up now. I'm down here at the property, and we're getting a little bit of breeze, about 60 degrees this morning, a little nippy. The fall is coming in. Leaves are starting to change. I'm going to do another video where you see the trees a little better in the background. But so what I want to make sure is that what was different about this marriage? What was the clarity that I had? And what I realized is I married the person that I'm in harmony with. Well, Joe, what does that mean? What I realized, I went back over the years and I would talk to guys and girls both and say, well, when did you know that the relationship, okay, these are all people that either split up, divorced, went their own way. And I would say, well, when did you actually know that it was bad? And some of these people have been married, 20, 25, 30 years and divorced. And I'm like, when did you know it was bad? They said, well, most of the people said that they had doubts the day they got married. And I'm like, you know what? On my bad marriage, I knew it was wrong the day too. And I actually told her, and she didn't listen to me. That was many, many years ago. And so on this marriage that I have now, when I connected with her, I knew she was the right one. No reservation whatsoever. The day we got married, I knew I was marrying the right person. It actually held me to a higher standard because she had such good qualities in her that I wanted that from me. So what I was saying before is we attract what we are, not what we want. So what a lot of people do, especially right out of high school, this is why so many wind up splitting over the years after the kids are grown. They go their separate ways. So marriage is when you marry somebody in harmony, you're together and you encourage each other and you grow together like this. What happens with a person that you're marrying, that it's not whether it's a right or wrong person, is this person the most beneficial person for me to grow in life? Because your goal in life is to grow. You were born the perfect you. Over the years, we've lost a lot of that, or it's been covered up. It's not been lost. In other words, it's still in us. We got that love, but we need somebody to help bring it out of us. So when you love somebody, you're not actually getting love from them, what it's doing, it's pulling love out of you. That person has that. So what is love? Love is deep in the soul, okay? If you feel like you love somebody today and you hate them tomorrow, that was never love to begin with. Love is what you have for a person, even if you break up. So I'll tell you this. So an ex, for instance, one of my exes, any of my exes for that matter, um, do I have any animosity towards any of them? No, because I realize when I have good emotions, feelings, and I send them good energy, it helps and blesses me on my relationship. We're just a mirror. Everything on the outside is just a mirror of everything on the inside of us. So what I'm hoping to do on these videos is to help you connect the dots, to help you understand. So how do you pick the right person to marry? Work on yourself first before you consider getting married. Or that person, now, with that being said, you could meet somebody in high school and be in perfect harmony. And I've known people to marry in high school and live 40, 50, 60 years married and be totally happy. But most of those come from stable backgrounds. It's very difficult to be in harmony when you come from trauma and toxic backgrounds like many of us do. Mine was very toxic, and I'll tell you the whole story with me and my wife. I knew my wife at 15 years old, and we actually went our separate ways because we both came from very toxic backgrounds, and we wouldn't have been able to recognize, and we felt things, but we didn't know what it was that we were feeling. So, but life works for us. It doesn't happen to us. Okay. Life is not what creates the bad situations in life. People, if you notice, look around in the world today. It's not the earth, it's not the world itself that has created any problems. I'm out here in the woods and I see nothing but beauty. It's only when I go back and I'm around the city and toxic people and then I realize where the real problems lie. Everybody is struggling. Everybody is trying to figure it out. The difference is the time and effort that people put into their life. You get out of life what you put into it. So let me make sure I clarified. So how do you find the right person, connect with the right person, work on yourself, develop yourself to attract the person that you want to marry? Okay? And if it's about money, if it's about um, spiritual connection, that's only a decision you can make. You got to figure out what you want. But do know that the best marriages, they're in harmony with one another. Me and my wife never fight. We don't have a reason to fight because we always listen to each other. I've learned to where if she has a concern, I listen to her. Okay, but also I'll state my position. There's certain things I give her free will, in our life to just, you don't have to ask me, just take care of it. And there's other things I take care of. And we have a nice balance. Um, I don't think there's ever a place to where we are still, I'm really trying to not say all the time, and I apologize. I'm new on these videos and I'm trying to make sure these are high quality and get to the point. A lot of the videos, they just run on about stuff, and I'm trying to make sure I stay very focused. So please give me comments at the end. I'm going to do another video later. This is almost at my max, but I'm going to do another video later, more about just my marriage to my wife and what's different. But remember this, work on yourself, understand who you are. You cannot find yourself through someone else. You cannot fix somebody else. You cannot fix yourself through fixing somebody else. You got to focus on yourself. There's nothing selfish about that, okay? I'm going to send you blessings today and good energy. I want you to have an amazing life. I want you to know who you are and to be able to share your life with the most beneficial person in your life. If you're in a relationship and there's fighting, there's chaos, sit down and see if are we in harmony with one another, or we just got a lot of the life things we've gotten out of hand. If you're yelling or screaming at one another, you're already out of harmony. So just know that that is not yelling, screaming, and blaming each other. That will never, uh, you'll never find peace and harmony in a marriage like that. So from my heart to yours, like and subscribe if you feel like I've earned it. And I send you blessings and wish you all the great things in the world. Blessings. Bye-bye.